open but critical mind if any findings show us the path forward, and I encourage you all to do the same. It's not so much a theory as it is a recommendation. A game theory recommendation. Thank you for watching and for keeping an open mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so MatPat, genuinely, great video. A topic that needs to be discussed in our country, a discussion that needs to be had. But, it's a shame that you practically copied me. And, my friends, our school project. Just before I get into this, I would just like to show, publish September 12th, 2019, today, as of the day I'm recording this. And although once you submit a slides or a document of some sorts on Google Classroom, you're not allowed, at least as far as I know, you can't see the last day it was edited. But in our works cited page, as you can see here, accessed the 29th of April 2019. Clearly quite the few months difference between the when this project was completed and when this video was made. So I know what you're thinking right now. Big deal, Let's talk about the same topic or similar topics, but there's a little more to it, so let's just get into it a little bit. I just need to find, okay, right here. Do in green text video games make us more in red text violent? Let's just head back over to the presentation by Keep presentation. By the way, this is censored out. I don't want any of you knowing my real name, and yeah, so in green text, video games do not cause in red text violence. Coincidence? It's stacking up against MatPat. Stacking up, not gonna lie. Pretty cringe on his part. Yeah. God, we're so fucking cute. Anyway, so let's delve into the next point that I have. So, next slide, coincidentally, here we have, a hick couple of sorts. Perhaps you could say, not to generalize or anything, but just perhaps you can say the average Trump supporter looking person. I don't want to get too political over here, but I think you know what I'm saying. So it's captioned, "For years you've heard the misinformed parent talk about the correlation between video games and violence, but they aren't showing the full picture." And if we skip ahead a little over here. Okay, right here.
Lines.
Boomers is what you can call these people. I don't know. Yeah, they're boomers. And old news article written by
over and over again.
Boomer.
And now the
and then
president is even calling it out. So
the president? Talking about the president? And as I said, these people look like typical President Trump supporters. And also early in his video, early in our presentation. Yeah, things are starting to stack up against you, MatPat. I don't know, dude. This video is kind of cringe if you did copy us. So what I can assume, purely based off facts and knowledge, that MatPat has either infiltrated my Google account, my school Google account, mind you, at that, hacking into a minor's account. Not very cool of you, MatPat. Probably shouldn't say that. Or he's infiltrated our school full of children. Fuck. And no, I'm completely serious. Yeah. Yeah. So that not a good look, MatPat. Also, Trump, Ben Shapiro, similar boat. Well, kind of both Republican. And also, I think there was something else corresponding to. Oh yeah. Let me just find this. I know what I was. Okay, yeah. CNN. That's not CNN.
Of that we need to take just that one. Perhaps we're most famous.
Here, CNN, as you can see. Clearly known as like a left-leaning liberal news outlet. What does Ben Shapiro like specifically like talk about on his show? Like exactly that. And we use Ben Shapiro GIF here. Not the only mention of Ben Shapiro in our presentation. Ben Shapiro plus. Sorry, excuse me. Pardon my French. Ben Shapiro equals. I prefer not to disclose this man's name. Plus, I prefer not to disclose this man's name either. In a golden tint, Ben Shapiro, CNN. I'm gonna be honest. It's starting to not look like a coincidence, MatPat. I don't know what to say. Like, I didn't want to have to make this video, but while I was watching this video, while I'm supposed to be doing work, I just couldn't help but notice these things, and I don't know, man. Here, okay, yeah. Next point. Studies have proven that gamers are in fact better at life, and yet you still choose a cheating job, then Amanda expects on cheating you. So, and what does MatPat use throughout the entire video? Sources. Awesome. Yeah. We have sources here. MatPat's using sources. But the point I was trying to get at, he's using studies the entire video. And, for instance, yeah, right there, infographics, some little graphs, as we mentioned. Look at these. All these statistics and sorts coming from studies that he's researched. Or he's copied from us. I mean, come on. And, yeah. Studies, quotes from articles. It's really not, MatPat, like, I kind of want, like, a public apology or something. I digress. I'll get into that later. I just need to keep proving my point right now. What else was there? Hot Cheetos and, children. I think there's a child here. Until dawn. Yeah, Cheetos. Okay. You clearly must have some inside knowledge of me, my personal life, and my friends. What is this man's favorite food? That's right. Flaming Hot Cheetos. Crunchy edition. Yeah. I'm starting to think, so out of the options I was saying, MatPat either infiltrated a school full of children and observed our data and stole our presentation. I'm starting to think that, because how would he pick up on this habit? He's clearly trying to, he's clearly trying to subliminally message me, dude. Like, come on. Like, why? That's such a random thing to include in your video about do video games cause violence. Hot Cheetos is his favorite food. Come on. Not cool. Also, where was that? That's Xbox controller. His big bulbous head covering it, but you can tell it's an Xbox controller. Xbox One controller to be exact. What is heavily on our why video games don't actually cause violence slide? Beautiful research of sorts. What's present? Steve, who owns Minecraft? It's not at all true. Does Microsoft own Minecraft? Microsoft acquired Mojang, the developer of Minecraft, and blah blah blah. Looking okay, Hideo Kojima made Minecraft. Looking pretty, yeah. I mean, I've proved my point at this point. I just want to hammer it in. I just want to make sure everyone knows. mention of Supreme Court, as I've said, Trump supporters, Trump executive branch, judicial branch, Supreme Court. It's just all over the place. And we practically come to the same conclusion of the video. I played a little bit of it in my intro of sorts. I'm not going to play the entire thing here. Practically says, I mean, this is more shooter, like violence, like shooting orientated. We focus more on developmental stages of like upbringing. Much more smart, much more awesome, much more cool on us. Like pretty lame on MatPat. Kind of cringe on MatPat to take that route. But I suppose he didn't want to make it like oh so godly obvious that he just like copy and pasted our slides into text and had his editor edit and make it look different. But yeah, we practically come to the same conclusion. It is shown through data and research, again, data and research being used, that the act of playing video games themselves does not cause the child to become more violent. However, there is a responsibility for the parent, if the child is younger, to make sure that they can differentiate reality and the game. The excuse that video games cause violence has been used by irresponsible parents who didn't control what media their child was consuming at a developmental stage. If you could take a moment, just how would you like summarize what we just said? What I just said. How would you summarize our conclusion of sorts? In like a sentence, perhaps. Got it in your head? Well, I guess one sentence that would come to mind is, do video games cause violence? It's complicated. Because essentially what we're saying is, there's no direct correlation, but there's a responsibility on the parent to make sure that they're not exposing their child to violent media at a developmental stage. And it's complicated. Dude. Oh, also
Same thing.
Republican imagery.
Video games,
sorts.
but instead suggest.
I mean, you saw that. I don't need to find it exactly. Trump, yeah. Even just, come on, dude. Come on. Just, like, apologize. Yeah, so here's kind of what I want from you, I guess. I mean, it's only what's right. Apologize. Maybe, let me host Game Theory. Let me, and fly me out to LA. I don't know. We can talk about it in the DMs, you know. I have your number. I can call you. But yeah, that's about it for this. Yeah. I really wish MatPat didn't have to do this, and I guess for everyone who's watching, asking like how serious this is, like, yeah, it's pretty serious. So, yeah. See you later.